How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on the release of Persona 3 Portable as well as Persona 4 Golden on a plethora of new platforms. These games, which were available on the PSP, PlayStation Vita, and then of course P4 Golden got a release on PC as well, are now readily gonna be available on a plethora of different platforms come January the 19th. Persona 3 Portable will be hitting Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC, while Persona 4 Golden will be hitting every other platform outside of PC, which already has it. And this is fantastic because these are two very, very well-received JRPGs that are now going to be available to a wider audience, and I want to go over all of the information that you should know about both Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden before you drop your $20 on it. Now, first of all, usually I like to go over all of the information and then let you make that decision for yourself on whether or not you want to spend your money on it. In this case, they are pricing these games so low, you are getting so much content that even with some of the debate on Persona 3 Portable not being Persona 3 FES, which we'll get into in a second, it's still a ridiculous value. If you want to pick up just one, I think most people are going to say Persona 4 Golden is the way to go, but even then, I would pick up both. You got a bundle available for $40, which you're not saving anything, but nonetheless, it is still such a ridiculous value that I would strongly recommend to pick up both of them. On top of that, if you are playing on PC or Xbox, both titles, much like Persona 5 Royal, will be available through Xbox Game Pass, so that's going to make it even more accessible on those particular platforms. On Nintendo Switch and PlayStation, obviously, $20 a pop for both of those. So let's talk about Persona 3 Portable, because this is the big discussion point and the talking point when you talk about this game finally dropping on January 19th. Now, yes, this is Persona 3 Portable. The original version was released on the PSP, which was a portable, streamlined version of Persona 3. It still has essentially the same main story, but it is a streamlined version of the game, given that it was released on a portable platform. A lot of the navigation outside of the dungeon is told through more of a visual novel style, which works pretty well, given that this was a portable game. And again, it really streamlined the experience. However, P3P also does have some advantages over Persona 3, the original release, in that you do have another route to go through. You have a female main character that you can play as, which does differ to the social links and whatnot, and on top of that, you do have elements that have been changed, such as you being able to fully control your party members. I think the biggest exclusion outside of the fact of the movable outside of the dungeon areas is the fact that Persona 3 FES, that is the extended version of Persona 3 that was released on the PlayStation 2, did have the additional epilogue content, The Answer. Persona 3 Portable opts to go with just the main story, so, you know, back and forth. I think most people would lean on the side of Persona 3 FES being the ideal way to play Persona 3, but that is no slight on Persona 3 Portable either. If you want a more streamlined experience, if you want that route to play through as the female main character, maybe you already played P3 way back in the day and you went through the male character route, well, the female character route does add a new layer to the game, so just be mindful of that. Persona 3 Portable, in my opinion, is still well worth the purchase. There's rumblings that they're gonna do a Persona 3 remake. Maybe that's why they decided to go the route of porting Persona 3 Portable. It does seem a little bit odd to me since it's called Persona 3 Portable, but outside of the Nintendo Switch and maybe like the Steam Deck if you're playing it on that, Xbox, PlayStation, you're playing those games on a console. So the idea of the game being called Persona 3 Portable is just a little bit jarring, and why not just go the FES route? Still, nonetheless, I still think it's going to be worth $20, and you're still getting a great JRPG with all of the fundamental Persona aspects that you know and love. Have a great cast of characters, a very intriguing story, and a fantastic soundtrack. Now, in the case of Persona 4 Golden, on the other hand, Persona 4 Golden was released on the PlayStation Vita. The initial version was released on the PlayStation 2. PSP was weaker than PS2. PS Vita was a bit more powerful than the PS2. So you got that whole Persona 4 experience on a portable platform, but you also got it extended with Persona 4 Golden because that does extend the game quite a bit. And this is by far the definitive version of Persona 4 to play. You have an additional month to go through. You have new social links. You have new soundtrack elements, more events, more features in general, some rebalanced elements on top of that, and you've got more content all in all. Persona 4 Golden is by far the better version of Persona 4. Persona 4 was already a fantastic game. You're taking a fantastic game and making it even better with Golden. So from that standpoint, Persona 4 Golden is without a doubt the more robust experience here. And if you had to pick one, I'd probably go with P4 Golden. But P3P is still going to offer a bit to like. So with that being out of the way, let's go over some of the details that Atlus themselves have put out as far as the new features that are going to be available with these console and PC ports. First of all, smooth high-resolution graphics. Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden have been reborn from their original versions with high-resolution graphics, allowing you to enjoy the game with vividly high-definition visuals and smooth controls. Choose your difficulty from the start. The difficulty level that you were able to select from your second playthrough can now be chosen from when you start the game. Since difficulty level does not affect the development of the story, very easy or easy are recommended for players who just want to enjoy the story itself. You've got a quick save feature. In addition to save points, you can now save your game at any time with the quick save feature. You know, these are lengthy games. Sometimes you just play them for a while, you gotta drop them. A quick save does help that. Album feature for Persona 4 Golden in particular. A new function has been added to Persona 4 Golden, which allows you to look back on previous scenes from the album in your room. You can also choose different answers from those you selected when you first played the scene. Those are all of the new features that Atlus themselves have outlined, and again, I think the biggest drawing fact for these games is the fact that they're being priced at $19.99. Now, I think they kind of had no choice but to price them at $19.99 because the PC release of P4 Golden that came out a couple of years ago at this point, I believe a year and a half ago actually, was priced at $19.99, so they probably wanted to keep parity with that. And hey, a lot of us have bought Persona 5 how many times at this point with the PS4 release and then Royal and then the Royal release on other platforms. So hey, throw us a bone here. We're getting both of these titles at $19.99 a pop. Both are going to be included on Xbox Game Pass, but man, from a pricing standpoint, it's hard to go wrong with picking up Persona 4 Golden in particular for 20 bucks. And again, P3 Portable, that's still gonna be a very, very solid pickup. And while I for sure think that Persona 4 Golden is the one that people are gonna jump to right away, and probably the one that commercially and from a sales standpoint is gonna do better, both titles, to have them readily available on all these platforms is gonna be fantastic, and I think they're gonna do really well across all of these platforms. And I just remember when Persona 4 Golden saw that PC and Steam release, it did incredibly well from a sales standpoint right out the gate. So now you're bringing that game to a bunch more different platforms. You're still pricing it at $19.99. Oh, it's going to do very, very well. And as far as Persona 3 goes, who knows? There's rumblings of that remake. Maybe we'll see that at some point. Even if we don't, at least you'll have Persona 3 Portable. You'll be able to play through it the original male route. You'll be able to go through it the female route if you do want. And it still should be a good time all around, especially at this price point. So that is going to do it for me. Wanted to take a look at these games because I know so many people are seriously looking forward to them. It's something that a lot of people have wanted for a long time. With Persona 4 Golden, unfortunately, being relegated to the PlayStation Vita, which was a platform that I loved, but, you know, just not a lot of people wanted to buy it for $250, and those proprietary memory cards did a number on people's wallets. Now you're going to be able to play it on your platform of choice, so that's great, and P3 Portable as well. That'll do it for me. Again, both games do drop on January the 19th, just a little over a week away as of the recording of this video. Let me know, are you picking up both? Are you just picking up P4? Are you just picking up P3? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.